Hello everyone. Welcome to another Monday morning musing webinar. I hope everyone's having a great Monday morning. And it's nice to see a few of you here today. I'm going to get myself organised, share the screen, put up the chat box. And get us started. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please pop them in the chat box for me. If you're wanting to ask me any questions once this presentation is done, please also pop them in the chat box. But welcome to everyone who's on the call this morning. So let's get this going. And if you're on Facebook and you want to join me, please register and just jump over on the webinar. Okay, so fabulous. So welcome to Becoming an Effective Leader and Business Owner Part C. And today, this is one of the most important aspects of being a business owner and being a great leader, because it's actually all about you as the business owner, and it's all about what you like to do, who you are, and how you can enjoy being a leader or a business owner by playing towards your strengths. And by doing that, what happens is that you actually just organically become a better business owner, because you love what you do and you feel better about what you do. So let's have a look at some aspects of what are some of the things that you can ask yourself. With my business mastermind clients, this is one of the first units that we do in the program, is we have a look at what we want to do as a business owner. We have a look at what is it that makes this business important to us, because there's nothing worse than being in a business or doing something you don't like. So let's get started. So everyone who's on this webinar, please, if you've got any questions, just pop them in the chat box. I do have the chat box open. Okay, so the first thing we want to look at is your story around your business. What does this business mean to you? What is it that you do in this business? What do you like to do? All those sorts of things. And we're going to go through that today. So become personal with your business. Have a relationship. It's really important that sometimes we think that we only need relationships with other people, but sometimes we need relationships with non-animate objects, I suppose, and your business is one of those. And you need to create a relationship with your business, because if you get up every morning or go to work every morning and you don't like what you're doing, it's not going to make you a high performer. It's not going to make you perform effectively, and it's not going to make you perform at your best. So really important that you become very personal with your business and what it means to you and what you'd like doing in that business. So the first thing I want you to have a look at is, what do you enjoy? What do you enjoy in your business? Really, really important to have a look at all the pros around your business and what you enjoy doing. So what I say to everyone, and I've been saying this ever since my bookkeeping days, when I used to jump in and help create sustainable business through my bookkeepers and through my business strategies. And I used to say to the business owners, you have to learn everything first, okay? Really, really, really important. It's risk management. It's something that a lot of people don't think about, no matter whether you're just starting out or if you're looking at growing your business, if you're looking at getting a business where you need to scale, you need to learn everything first, because you need to be able to have risk management. There's nothing worse if you start to outsource or things like that, and someone leaves and you don't know how to do what you need to do. Okay, so you need to learn everything first as a business owner. So, so, so important. And then you need to start doing what you like to do in your business. So have a look at the tasks. Which tasks do you like to do? I love doing these webinars. Okay, there's some things that I just love doing. I love connecting. That's why at 11 o'clock today I have the virtual coffee catch up, and this Sunday I'm actually doing a past life regression. I love I love connecting with people. So it's something that I would always want to do. I do all my own sales calls because I love connecting with people. So what do you like to do? Make a list of what it is that you like to do, and then make a list of all the things that you don't like doing in your business, things that I would say drain your energy, and begin to start outsourcing them. Because there's nothing worse that if you have to come into your business and you think, oh my God, today I have to do this and I have to do this, and it's the stuff that you don't like to do. Again, it brings your mood down, it brings your state down, and it creates a situation where you're not as effective because you're not excited to be there. So learn everything first. Make a list of all the things that you want to keep doing in your business because you like it, and then begin to have a look at how you can effectively outsource the things you don't like. Now, some of these things can also be automated, so you don't have to necessarily outsource them to a person. They can be automated. Okay, another very important thing as you, the business owner, is what is your why? I say this all the time. Excuse me. And I actually have a huge whiteboard. Everyone hears about my whiteboard every week. And I write all my things, all the little quotes, all the things I want to look at, all the things I want to hear. Apart from, it's a yearly planner on there as well with goals. Across the top, I've got, words that inspire me. The other day, someone said, create miracles every day. So I've put that up there, and I put my why. Creating a ripple effect. That's my passion, changing the planet, helping others to transform the planet, all those sorts of things, and have them there while you can look at them all the time. So, because you need to remind yourself, why did you start your business? It is so important. When we first start, we get so passionate, and then what happens is business along the way, business is like up and down. It can't always be, smoothly. Things happen, and being able to always go back to that reason why you started always helps to push you through. Okay. Also, something else that a lot of people never think about is, what does your business allow you to do? What does your business allow you to do now, and what is your business going to allow you to do in the future? So my business allows me to set my hours, to work when I want. It allows me to, I know we're in lockdown now, but once this is over, it allows me to see my grandchildren when I want, all those sorts of things. So what does it do for you now? And then what will it allow you to do in the future? So have a think of what that is. And the other thing is, when you look about your business, when you think about your business, what values, and values are things that are important to you, what values does that fulfill for you? One of my biggest values in business is to be able to have create as many sustainable practitioners, healers, coaches in their businesses, so they can then reach more people. Because as one person, I can only reach so many. I have a limit. But if I create this ripple effect, and that's one of my values. And at the moment, freedom, helping people create financial freedom is a really big one for me, not just to create it for myself, but to create it for others, because with financial freedom comes a lot of the other things that are important to me. So what values, what's important to you, does this business help you fulfill? So important. Once you start getting in touch with these things, once you start getting in touch with these really personal things that your business does for you, you look at it from a different perspective, and it no longer becomes a job. It becomes part of who you are, and it becomes what you would like to give to the world, I guess. And my business fulfills a lot of values just for me personally, and also a lot of my social values and my community values as well. So I'd love for those guys that are on the webinar, there's a few of you on here, please, if you've want to say anything, or if there's anything, pop it in the comments for me. I'd love to know what your values are as well. So another important one is play to your strengths. Okay, so really understand, what are you good at? in your business and play to those strengths. Do the things that what comes naturally to you. Do the things that you're good at. There's nothing worse than forcing yourself. Again, this goes back to outsourcing or automating or whatever it is that you need to do. But there's nothing worse, absolutely nothing worse than doing things in your business that you're not good at. And there's things that I recognize in my business that I'm not very good at all. So I have outsourced. Okay. And I understand that this is not something that you can do, especially if you're a startup and you need to have, a certain amount of funds to be able to start outsourcing. But have a look at what is it that you're really good at. Now, if you find that there's something that you need to do in your business and you're not, it's not a strength of yours, maybe you need to go and do some work with that. Maybe you need to do a bit of training. Maybe you need to get some help. It's really, really important that if you want to create a really good sustainable business that makes you effective, because this is what this is all about. We're looking at you being an effective leader. You really seriously need to have a look at what other resources you might need. And, sometimes there might be something that you need to do in your business that is not a strength of yours, but you just have to do it because it's part of being a business owner. So maybe you need to get some external help, find some resources to help you with that. So really, really important, because as business owners, what we tend to do is we get bogged down with the details of the things that we don't like to do, or the things that are hard and they take us twice as long. And, IT is a massive one of those for me. But you know what? After about 12 months now of playing around with some sophisticated programs, I've actually learned to do some stuff really, really quickly and easily, and stuff that I need to do. So have a look at what your strengths are, the things that aren't your strengths, and how can you improve them to something that you need to learn to do. Okay, really important one. I know being a business owner is quite stressful. I know it can be really stressful at times, and I know especially at the moment, with COVID, for some businesses it's been absolutely incredibly hard, but it's so important to incorporate some fun in your day. It has to be fun. You cannot go, be effective if you're turning up daily to a business that you have no fun, no enjoyment, no joy out of. So make your own fun in your business. Have a look at how you can incorporate some activities that are fun, some activities that you can enjoy, some things that you can do, which makes it, a better day to get through. At the moment, here in Melbourne, we're in lockdown. So every day I make sure that I have a little bit of fun, a little bit of connection, things that I like to do outside of, going for my walk and all those sorts of things, but fun things that I like to do in my business. And at 11 o'clock today, when we have the coffee catch up, that I look forward to that every single week, because that's my little social outing for the week, so to speak. Okay. And the reason why is, as I've already said, it's important to enjoy what you do. And if you go to work and you're completely serious all the time without enjoying what you do, at the end, it will wear you down. Okay. Have breaks whenever needed. This is another thing I don't see people do. Part of the high performance coaching is that you should be having a break every 50 to 70 minutes anyway. So you should be getting up from your computer, going for a little walk, just going into your kitchen if you're at home, or if you're in an office, just going for a little walk, going and making a cup of coffee, but have breaks as needed. Don't sit and just work and work and work. Take a holiday. I know when you're in your own business, this is a really hard one to do, but people do understand that you do have to have a break. So make sure that you plan a holiday once a year. And it doesn't have to be anything lavish. It doesn't have to be anything over the top. Just take a break from your usual work. And my hubby and I, we do that every single year. We were so blessed and lucky enough to go to Bali this year, just as COVID-19 was beginning. So we got to have our holiday, and we're looking towards our next one now. So take a holiday. You need to have a break. It is so important, because you need to fill your own cup before you can fill the cup of others. And so you must take a holiday. I usually take a couple actually every year. I love to travel. Unfortunately, this year I only got the one in, but that's okay. But you need to take some form of a break. You need to take a holiday. If you want to become an effective leader and you want to be able to function, you need to look after you. It was part of the last week's work as well, part B that we did last week in this webinar. You need to look after you. So important, okay? And switch off. Most of you have probably been watching, and if you haven't, I highly recommend The Social Dilemma on Netflix. Switch off, switch those phones off, switch those computers off, switch off. A lot of people say to me, oh my God, Sandra, you're on Facebook all the time. It's not me. It's not me. I have outsourced, I have a virtual assistant. I switch off. There is a couple of hours every day, at least a couple of hours every day. And on the weekends, I pretty much switch off. So switch off, turn off, whatever you want to call it, you know, and don't get on your Facebook accounts and things like that the first thing that you do when you wake up in the morning. Really, really, really important. This is another really important one. Choose the right people to be around you. Surround yourself with people who life you up. Sorry, guys, if you're watching the slides, it's supposed to be light you up. Okay? So surround yourself with the people who light you up. And that is not just in your personal life, but in your business life at all. If you're going to outsource, if you're going to work with people, and even your clients, okay? So look at the values in your staff. If you have staff, if you outsource, have a look when you do an interview before you put someone on to help you. And even my personal assistant and my virtual assistant, my personal assistant lives in Sydney, my virtual assistant lives in the Philippines, but I still make sure that when I spoke to them that we had the same values and they were aligned to me and they understood what I was doing. And also another one is make sure that your clients are aligned to you. If you, this sounds terrible, but if you have a client that just does not align with you, you need to be strong enough as an effective leader and a business owner, because it's not good for you and it's not good for the client to say, I'm going to pass you on to someone else. Okay, and have a a book of people that you know that are good and do what they do really well, and you can hand them over to someone else. But there's nothing, I've seen this from people, especially when they start up, they're so scared about working with every kind of person. It is so important that you work with clients who you align with and they align with you. That is why before I work with any clients, either in my mastermind or in personal breakthrough and business breakthrough, that I talk to them on the phone. And it doesn't mean that if I don't work with someone, they're terrible, bad, or anything like that. It just means that sometimes we're not aligned or I can't help them. And this is so, so important. And this goes for anyone when you start thinking about your niche or your avatar, you know, who your market is, that you need to make sure that you marketing out there to a client who sits in with your values, or else you're going to be doing work with people who their values are different to yours, and it's going to create a problem. Find your sweet spot. What parts of the business bring you the most joy, happiness, and satisfaction? So what part, this is not about what you're good at, this is about what lights you up the most. What part of the business do you love to do, that brings you the most joy, happiness, and satisfaction? And mine is to teach and guide. I cannot tell you enough. I was doing this, you know, I remember chatting with someone once and saying, go back to when you were a kid and what do you really like to do? And I remember as a kid, I used to always play school. I was always a teacher. I taught Sunday school as a teenager. And interestingly, for those who I speak about human design, I've been studying human design. I think I'm up to about week 16. It's as clear as mud. That's all I'm going to say at the moment. It's a highly complicated and sophisticated modality. And in human design, I'm what's called a projector. And the projectors are the guides and the teachers. And isn't that interesting? Because it's what I've been doing since a little kid. And I love doing it. And this is exactly what I'm doing right now. I love it. And I love running workshops. I love running my programs. I love, love, love teaching and guiding. So what is your sweet spot? Find what it is for you in your business and start doing more and more and more of that. Okay? And do something that you love in that business every day. Whatever it is, do something, one thing at least every day in that business. Make sure you have one thing slotted in that you love every day. And some of the things that I like doing and I slotted in is I like to reach out to some of my old clients and just send a text message, a message on Facebook and just say, hey, it's been a few months, how you doing? Okay, so it makes me feel satisfied when I hear back from my clients and they say, oh, it's been really great. Things, things are different. And I always urge them, send me text messages because I love hearing about them. And it just fills me with joy, happiness, satisfaction. It goes back to why I do what I do. So it's sort of, when you find that sweet spot of what really lights you up, everything else just falls into place. So what is your sweet spot? And make sure you do part of that sweet spot every single day. Okay? And have gratitude. I love what I do, and I am so grateful for the people that I have met on this journey, and not just for what I've done for them, but what they've taught me. I have grown so much from my clients that it has been unbelievable. So I have gratitude every day for everything that you do, because when you do that, you just go another level in servicing your clients. And that's basically what we do. If you're in a service industry, especially, you service your clients. Okay? And reward yourself. Reward yourself. I'm constantly, like on Saturday, I got this amazing message from one of my clients with some stuff that's happening in her life ever since we've done a breakthrough. Sometimes what happens is when people come to me for business work, we have to do personal breakthroughs first because they've got a lot of limiting beliefs about themselves. So we have to look at the personal development side of it first. And she sent me a message, and you know what? I celebrated it. Not for me, not in an egotistical way, because I'm just a facilitator, but I celebrated her success, and it lights me up and it helps me to remember why I do what I do. When some of those days when I wake up and I think, oh, I just want to stay in bed. Julia, what distinguishes the sweet spot connection from ego? I'm fearful that I would be calling to pump up. I would be calling to pump up my ego. What distinguishes? Well, ego is all about, okay, we sometimes we think of ego as being so bad. Okay, now ego, I suppose if you sit there and you think, oh, I'm better than everyone, Julia, then you could say that's a bit of an ego problem. Okay, I did this. Okay, I say I love seeing my clients' success. Now, their success isn't because of me. I say this all the time. Their success is because of them. What I'm grateful for is that they give me the opportunity to facilitate that in them, to let them to see their greatness. Okay, so if you are feeling there would be perfect. That is how often I feel good. Julia, let's chat a bit deeper about this, because I think you've just picked up something that I think is a massive limiting belief. This is something that I find when I start working with clients straight away, especially in my mastermind program, I hear constantly, I need to stay humble. If I brag, it's, people are going to think I'm up myself and all these things. I'm going to tell you I had those feelings as well, but I'm going to tell you something else. If I don't talk about my successes, if I don't tell people on Facebook or when I meet them or when I talk to them about the successes that my clients have had, how are they going to know what is possible for them as well? Okay. If you have success, and I mean, I've worked with people for my own success that are very high level, that talk about, what they've been able to do for other clients. Now, in a way, I need to know that because I need proof that they know what they're doing. But that's not egotistical. Egotistical is more being a person that says, I did this. I'm so good at this. It's only me. Me. You have to, that's more ego. Okay. It's about being very, very looking back at yourself and being very, if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't have done this, which that to me is an ego. But see, there's nothing wrong with saying your clients have success. That's what you want, okay? And to always remember that it is them, not you. So I hope that helps. But if there's feelings, they could be limiting you from doing what you want to do. And of course, here in Australia, one of the biggest problems we have is tall poppy syndrome. That's true. I haven't been told that I have changed people's lives, and it has always kind of felt uncomfortable in it. Thanks for the perspective. Not a problem at all. Okay. Always remember, and this is something that you need to remember all the time. I'm going to say it like this. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Okay. So you can show people what helps them, but you can't make them do it. So anyone who thinks that they work with clients and that they've done it, that's ego. Okay. So, and who says it's bad or good? Just is. For those who have worked with me closely know that there's no opinion or judgment. It just is. It's about how you feel about it. And if that makes you feel uncomfortable, that's what you need to look at. Someone is really egotistical and says, me, and they don't feel uncomfortable about it. Well, you know what? That's okay too. It's up to them. And that's maybe someone that doesn't fit into your values. So really important that you have a look at that. That's interesting. I wrote, I have, and you read, haven't. Perhaps a message to me. That's interesting. I wrote, have, and you read, haven't. Oh, okay. Yeah, really good. Perfect. And that's what it's all about, Julia. It's your awareness in what you pick up. Obviously, you're filtering what I'm saying according to what you need right now. And that awareness is what changes everything. Well done. Okay. So I think this is the last slide. What can you change? Okay. If something isn't working in your business, don't just accept it. Ask for help. Be flexible, make changes. So exactly like what you just did, Julia, with all those questionings. If something isn't working, don't just sit there and go, oh, well. If you really want to go that next level, and I talk about this all the time, what people don't realize, I've often had people say, well, what if you don't want to go the next level? That's fine. But growth on some level is part of our 6 core needs. And I say it all the time. It is the 5th core need. It is part of our spiritual 5th and core needs. Okay. The first one of the 2 spiritual ones. So it is inherently something that every human needs to do. You need to grow. You need to change. You cannot stay static. And if you do, it creates other issues for you. And you might be happy with that, and that's okay as well. But if something isn't working, if you feel that something isn't working in your business, don't just accept it. If you cannot find the way to get out of it yourself, ask for help. And this was really interesting. I was having a chat with a couple of my peers over the weekend, and we actually spoke about how many people are so stuck in their lives, in their businesses, yet, you know, they want to change, but then they won't invest in themselves to make that change. And I don't know why people do this, because this is something that has been really high priority for me for a long time. You are so important. Make yourself your number one priority and your number one investment in everything that you do. Ask for help. Go and take those holidays. You know, have those breaks. You got to look after you. Okay? Be flexible. You have to be flexible. It's part of the 7 steps to living with intention for those of you that are in that group. You have to be flexible. Things don't always go the way you want them to. You need to be able to pivot. I cannot say that enough. I mean, have a look what happened this year. If we were never flexible before in our lives, this year proved the flexibility that we had to have, and we are still needing to have if we're in Melbourne, and then make the changes. Okay, so when you think this is really important, this is part of, and I've gone over, guys, I've almost finished. This is part of the 3 brains that I talk about in all my programs. You think about it, then you do it, and then it becomes your new normal. So don't just think about something. You have to do it. You have to make the changes. So thank you guys for watching. For those who aren't in my groups, I do have 2 Facebook groups. Please reach out. You can find me on any of these platforms, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram under Sandra Modafferi. Just type in my name and you'll find me there. I'd like to thank you again for watching. We've got a very interesting topic next week. So if you want to register, please jump over and register. I think it'll be, I'm not going to say what it is, but I think it's going to be triggering a few people next week. Or maybe I will say what it is. It's about charging your worth. So, so if you have trouble with that, it's something that I struggled with for years. I can't begin to tell you. So if you want to jump over, join us next Monday if you're registered in this one, we're going to have the link in the email, or else if you're not watching this or you watch it later or you miss that registration, the registration links will be on the whole weekend anyway. I think usually on a Friday, Thursday or Friday, I can't remember, my VA puts all that up. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you again next Monday morning. For all those of you that are going to join us at 11 a.m., I look forward to seeing you at 11 a.m. in virtual coffee catch-up. Have a great morning, guys, and I'll speak to you next week. Bye for now.